Hello YouTube! I just wanted to create this introductory video to introduce myself and the ongoing series of videos that I'm going to be producing called Let's Get Lit, an exploration of the great works of literature. My name is Ryan Griffiths. Right now I'm a graduate student at the University of Illinois in Springfield. I'm working on my master's degree in English with an emphasis on digital pedagogy. For those of you who don't know, because I didn't know until I was actually in the program, pedagogy is a word that basically means the theory and practice of education. The idea behind this channel is to create relatively short lecture videos aimed toward high school age students, although hopefully they'll be helpful to college students and lifelong learners as well. These videos will be focused on covering a lot of the classical works of literature that get taught in most high school English classrooms. I've always been a huge fan of these works because I'm just kind of a dork that way, I guess. But I know that for a lot of students, having to read their English homework assignments is probably the worst way imaginable to spend an evening. Since I enjoy reading these works, I thought that if my interest could potentially help out someone who is not so interested, then these videos would be worth making. I want to point out that these videos are intended to be supplementary to high school English lectures, not to supplant them. By making this channel, I'm not trying to knock English teachers and suggest that I can teach the material as well or even better than them. I'm sure that's certainly not the case. But I just know how it is. Sometimes in the classroom environment, minds tend to wander. At least mine did, frequently. And then when you get home and open up your textbook later on that night to do your homework, you can't remember a thing that the teacher had said. I'm all too familiar with that feeling, so hopefully what these videos will do is provide you with a resource during out-of-school hours, accessible from your phone or your computer or wherever. Obviously right now the channel is brand new, but my hope is eventually to accumulate enough videos so that the chances will be greater of someone being able to find one of whatever it is they're studying. The videos themselves will be topically based. In other words, I don't want to just run through a quick plot summary and character analysis of whatever work it is and call it a day. I'm going to assume that you have at least a basic knowledge of whatever work of literature that's being covered, and I won't be spending a lot of time with introductions and explanations that you could find on Shmoop or Cliff Notes. Instead, I'm going to be honing in on specific points of a poem or novel that I find interesting or important, because I just think that makes the whole experience more interesting for both you, the viewers, and for myself. Another thing I plan on doing once there is a decent amount of videos up is to create playlists, so that it will be easier for you to find the particular authors that you're looking for. One thing that I think will really contribute to this channel being helpful is that there's a fairly established set of authors that are commonplace in all high school classrooms. Some would call it a canon, and there's been a lot of talk about why these particular books are taught so frequently and others are not, but that's a discussion for another video. But it really helps me to produce relevant and helpful content when the pool of literature, as it were, is narrowed down from the thousands of works which there actually are to a limited set of classic works. Everybody's probably going to have to read Shakespeare. Everybody's probably going to read Mark Twain. So I'll start off by covering these frequently assigned texts. But one of the things that I love about YouTube is that it affords a two-way communication. I get to hear from you as well, and if there's a particular novel or poem coming up in class that you have a question about, you can put it down in the comments section of my most recent video, and I'll either answer it there or even make an entire new video in response. This, of course, depends on whether or not I've already read whatever it is you have a question about. I'm far from all-knowing. I've read quite a bit, but there's still a whole lot that I haven't read. And I do want to make sure that I'm producing quality content for you guys, not just doing things half-heartedly. So just know that it might take me some time to respond, especially to do a video on something that's unfamiliar to me, like, say, Gulliver's Travels. Because first I'd want to read the book, preferably twice, and then research any critical essays or scholarship that's been done on it before I actually produce a video. If I'm already familiar with whatever it is, then the process will move a lot quicker, but there's still no guarantee that I can get content out on time for it to be helpful to you in your specific situation. So this probably goes without saying, but the sooner you can let me know what you need, the better. If you say, "Hey Ryan, my class is going to be reading The Picture of Dorian Gray in 2 months," that's not a problem. If you say, "Hey, we've got a test on War and Peace in a week, can you make a couple of videos?" then that's probably not going to happen. War and Peace is big. I actually don't know if that's ever assigned in high schools or not, but you get the point. So that's what you can expect from me, along with really lame jokes and the occasional Disney references. I'm really excited to get this channel up and running. It's something that I've wanted to do for a really long time now. Hopefully the content is semi-helpful and the lighting and audio and everything isn't too awful. And that's basically all I have to say in terms of an introduction. As I'm speaking, it's the end of May, and I'm planning on putting out quite a few videos in the summer while I have the free time to do it. The first series, which should be coming out in a couple of days, will be covering William Shakespeare's Macbeth. That's about it. Thanks for watching.